Welcome to Find You Fridays. Oh yes, we finally made it to another Find You Friday. How has your week been? I've just realized my legs are going to get really cold really fast. So, welcome to the hoodie. Hoodie can keep my legs warm. All right, cool. Alrighty, so we've got that going. Let us get busy getting all these bits and pieces up and running. This is one of those times when I wish I had somebody who is my background production person so I could just be focused. But it does give us the time to just wait for some friends to come along, to come and play, because we love that too. Alrighty, so let us jump over to jump over to here and pin that. Hearing myself in echo, it's pretty awesome. All right, so then we hop out of there and we get to, and we do some sharing. All right. Let's share to a group, shall we? Shall we share to some groups? It sounds like a fun thing to do. So, oops. Okay. Seriously. Jump, 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 jump. Okay, dokie. It's funny. Right. So let us have a look at this for a moment. Put this on for a little bit. Just while we're waiting for some friends. Okay. So chill out. Sharing about. Hello, sweetness. How are you today? Just getting the last of this little bit of sharing done. Cool. Cool. Let's jump into that one. I'd forgotten about that one. And now to jump back to our happy little group so I can make sure I know who exactly I'm talking with. Hi, Catherine. Happy weekend to you too, darling. See, on my screen here, it doesn't show it as being like your name when you're tuning in from the Facebook group. It just shows up as Facebook user. So then I have to jump back screens to find it. Find out who I'm talking with. So hello. All right. That is enough out of that for now. We do love nice peaceful music, which is always helpful, but we don't want to get too many YouTube strikes, do we? Oh dear. So let's jump back into the Bluetooth so I can turn my ear hole back on. So if anybody does decide to do a PayPal for extended readings, I can hear it in my ear and it won't be too harsh for you all hearing the dings as they come through. Oh dear. And remembering, of course, that the all of the extended reading donations, they do get tallied up at the end of the month and they go towards either somebody who's really in need or like directly to that person, or somebody who, or an organization that is requiring extra help at this time of year or whatever, just sparkles my fancy. Goodness knows where it's going to go this time. But basically, just know that your funds that you pay for extended readings do go towards other, it gets help forward. We're helping the community. Okay, so it's not just about an honoring of me and my time, which I definitely appreciate and I'm very, very grateful for. It's also a way for us to give back to the community or give forward to the community. So let's see if we can change that. Nope, you're just going to have to deal with the background as it is. All right, so we haven't got anything funky dunk happening moon-wise. We have just been through in the southern hemisphere here, our lovely winter equinox. That was on Wednesday, I think, if I remember correctly. Or was it Thursday? Wednesday or Thursday? It was the shortest day of the year. So for us here, and obviously the longest in the northern hemisphere. So welcome to this next session of our season. So I think for our weekly reading that we would normally do at this time, we might actually use it a little bit for intention setting as well. So for us here in the southern hemisphere, obviously we're looking at other ways that we can drop some of our old points of views. It's the dark times, right? But we're working up towards the light times now. Whereas the people who are in the summer are coming down out of their summer, they're slowly coming down through their warmest months and down into their winter time. So ours in the southern hemisphere here, we are very much looking forward to what is it that we desire to create for the next 6 months, or even the next 3 months through this next part of our winter season, this particular season of where we're at. And so I invite you now to just have a little think about that. Where would you like to be in 3 or 6 months' time? What would you like to be working on? What would you most desire to create in your world in the next 3 to 6 months? And of course, 3 to 6 months, 6 months takes us to the end of the year. So what is it that you would like to be creating by the end of the year? And this is a beautiful time to really look at that, and so we can put some energy towards that for you for this new growth season, as we're slowly coming out of the slumber season and moving up towards the growth. So this is just super exciting, right? So we will have that as a little bit of our focus as we are coming into our weekly reading today. So what have you all been up to? I got to go out with a very special and delicious, lovely lady today. Just a few minutes down the road from me is a lovely tea house. And for those of you who know me well, you know I love my tea. And so it was such an honor to be able to share this beautiful tea house with this gorgeous being today, because she'd never been, and she also loves tea. And I did something a little bit wacky weird. I said to them, you know, you have all of these super amazing teas, but I'm wondering, is it possible for you to put, because they have these lovely rose teas and they have all sorts of types of tea. I did take some pictures of the menu so I could talk to you guys a little bit about them. So they've got all these lovely flower teas. They've got the black tea and the green tea and all of that sort of stuff. But they've also my absolute favorite tea. I have 2 total favorites from the ones that I've tried there so far. My first favorite is actually the 3 flower tea, which has jasmine, chrysanthemum, and honeysuckle in it. And I have actually got some of that at home because I loved it so much. I bought some and brought it home, but it just doesn't taste the same. I don't know what it is. It doesn't taste the same. And then my other favorite tea is actually the Roselle Rose Date Tea. Those are my 2 absolute favorites. And today my body was tossing up. She was like, I don't know which one I wish to have. I don't know if I wish to have like the rose mint tea, which I haven't tried there before, or something different. And the something different was I really wish to have lily, like lily flowers, and rose together, but they didn't have that as an option. And I said to them, you know, is it possible to have that together? And he's like, and the guy's like, I don't know. Hi, Edwina. And he's like, oh, that's not one of on our menu. And I said, no, I know it's not, but I'm wondering if you could perhaps create that for me. He goes, yeah, we can do that, but we can't guarantee that it's going to taste any good. Because it's not a traditional combination. And I said, that's fine. I'm prepared to run the risk of it not tasting good. But the reason why I wish to have the rose and the lily together was the lily flower is said to help increase relaxation and is good for general health. So I was like, that would be lovely to have that sort of the lily elements in there, and then to come back to the heart space with the rose. And I was just like, if I could just have those 2 together. The only thing that I would say that I would have changed or tweaked just slightly was I would have popped maybe a tiny little touch of honey in it. And it would have been absolute knockout. Very light, but I could certainly feel the warmth, and it's like the cuddliness of having the lily and the rose together. So yeah, I was just like, that to me felt really, really good to have, and it was pretty in the pot and all. So yeah. And now I've got a licorice root and blackberry is what I've got now here in my cup here. Beautiful. All right, so tea. That's what I got to have today. And it was just so nice to share it with somebody else who's also a fellow tea drinker. So is this deck? Yes. Okay, cool. So for this next 6 months, as I was saying before, what is it that you desire to be working on? What is it that you desire to accomplish over this next 6 months? I very much would like to add some energy to that for you. And for me, my goals at the moment are just a little bit more short at this present moment in time. My goal is to find myself and secure, not just find, but secure myself, my next happy little home. And there is a place that I have put an application on, and they're just taking their time with going through the applications and things, and they haven't got very many apparently, so that's a good sign. That's a good start. But yeah, I'm looking forward to seeing if I can secure that one, because it would be just perfect for the next few years. I'm really looking forward to just having a beautiful place to settle and not have to be moving every 2 years or less. That would be lovely. So that's one of my big goals. And with this new place that I move into, I really desire for it to be my artist retreat creative space. My friend said to me today, why do you need so many rooms? And I said, because I wish to have a room for my healing, and a room for my crafting, and then a room for me. So in this space that I'm in now, it's actually a combination between my crafting and my healing and my office, and obviously here with the podcasting crew and all of that stuff. So it's a multi-purpose room. And so I know I can make 2 rooms work, but I'd really, really ideally love to have them separate now. So that's about where I'm at. Thank you. It's I'm just really looking forward to hopefully getting the space, because it feels really good. And it is out in the country more, so things like snakes and stuff, they don't worry me. I used to live with my partner at the time was a snake catcher and handler, so I actually am probably a lot more confident than most with having to handle snakes and things, so that doesn't worry me. And yeah, it's like it would be so good to get out into the rural, a little bit more rural than what I am now. I'm sort of, I've had enough of the burbs for a while. So that's my short-term goals. My long-term goals for the next 6 months, gosh, it's doing things like saving for my big trip to Canada next year. But also, so meeting my financial goals, but also over the next 6 months, I would really love to travel just more around Australia and seeing more of Australia, maybe with a girlfriend or 2, and just packing up the car and just going out for a weekend or something like that, a long weekend, and just really enjoying this beautiful country of ours, that in a way that I haven't had the luxury of doing over the last little while. And I really wish to travel some more, see some more, to do some more. You know, I've got a tent there that I've never really used properly. I've used it once, and it's time to do more traveling internally. And yeah, now that I haven't got renovations and things to do, it'll be really fun to get out and about more. Looking forward to it. So yeah, thank you for the luck. I wish you luck with your decluttering. All right, so for the next week, this weekly reading is for the 24th of June through to the 30th. Ooh, to the last day of June. So this is the last weekly reading for June. So let's see how we can work with these energies over this next week. What is the best way for us to work with these energies for the collective, for everybody? I've just recently completed a 10-day song video challenge within a group I'm in. And that was really fun, being able to, see what songs other people choose, things that has resonated with them really deeply in their life and their growing, and even more recent songs. And it was just so nice. And I put together a little playlist for us and stuff over in Spotify. So that was heaps of fun. So I'd love to know, what songs resonate for you and why do you choose them? Oh, where is my... Oh, I've packed them away. My yummy cards are currently, I just remembered, they are currently being refreshed in their smells. They're packed away somewhere back there. Oh dear, I was just like, where are they? Where have they gone? Well, they're not here. That's where they are. Oh, well. We might have to work with something else for today. So let's have a look. Okay. Apparently, we're going to be working with the symbols of the Lemurian goddesses as our happy card stand-in. These are hard to shuffle. There's only a few of them. There's not very many, but they are really wide cards. So let's have a look and see which symbol, goddess symbol for the next week would like to come and play. Ooh. This one. Okay. Okie dokie. So for this reading for the next week, working with all the energies and also contributing to the next 6 months of your creations after the solstices that we've just been through, whether in the north or the south. So the first card that we've got up is the creative writing card. So make time to write down your thoughts in a journal, a pen or an article or a book, or pen, an article or book. So this week, I'm actually hearing what this is about is you're going to have a lot of thoughts and ideas rolling around your head a lot this next week. And for this next week, it's really important that you take the time to write them down or put them into your phone under the keep notes or whatever. Send yourself a message. However you like to jot these things down. And these are going to be ideas that are going to be, or thoughts that are going to contribute to further down the months and the weeks and the months to come. These are things that are going to come to assist you. These thoughts and ideas will come to assist you in the coming times. And it's not necessarily going to make sense right now, but it's really important that you write the stuff down and write it down as you can, when you can. I know sometimes for me, it gets a little bit awkward when these thoughts come through and it's like you might be in the middle of driving or in the shower. Those probably the only two places that are really, really difficult. Everything else you can kind of work with. Because let's face it, most of us end up taking our phones to the toilet, so that's not really a big deal, is it? Anyway, it's disgusting in a lot of ways, but it's not a big deal because most of us do it. But you can still write in your messages and things like that if you happen to be sitting on the dunny at the time. So I would absolutely be encouraging you to grab those thoughts, those inspirations, those possibilities, and pop them down and make them into solid form, because they will just float away really quickly. At the moment, they'll come and they'll go real fast. So also being aware of your dream state. If you're getting strong messages coming through in your dreams and you wake up from your dream state and you've got these thoughts in your head, write them down straight away, because they will disappear pretty quickly, but your dream states are being really strong right now. Your next card is divine order. So everything is how it needs to be right now. Look past the illusion and see the underlying order. So what we're seeing a lot with the collective right now is that we are getting a lot of people who are going through big shifts and changes right now, myself included. Because let's face it, this reading is also for me. So it's like I'm telling myself these messages as well as all of you. So the divine order is around the fact that the 3D world is now disappearing. Like that game, the 3D game is done. And we've spoken about this before on this podcast, where the puzzle pieces, or the chess pieces, if you like, are being pulled away. And what happens when we pull away the puzzle pieces, or the chess pieces, the game pieces, is that we can now see everything with a lot more clarity. And for some of us, that might mean that we're in deep amount of anger and resentment and frustration and a lot of self-doubt, and we might be flipping between being super empowered in some moments to going, I don't know why the fuck I bother. I don't know why I'm doing this. I have no idea. I think I'd rather just go and sit under a hole and, just forget about the fucking world because it's too hard. So don't be surprised if all of that is going on right now. It is totally, totally normal. It's okay. And it is all divine timing. So some of us have some people I know are going through relationship breakups. Some are going through changes in jobs. Some are going through, like, even you think about the American banking systems are breaking down right now. There's a lot of things that are unraveling, and it's okay. It's okay. Everything is divine order, and it's divine timing, and it's totally fine. Just keep breathing and rock and roll through it. You'll be all right. The next one that we've got, which is an interesting one to come up, right? Moon cycles, being that we haven't got a full moon or a new moon, but we are working towards a full moon over this week. So our next full moon, sorry, not new moon, we've just had a new moon, is, let me just double check which date it is, because it's not happening in this month. It must be on, okay, it's happening on the 3rd of July, the full moon. Okay, so it's maybe just touching us by Friday next week. But the moon cycles is to notice how the moon affects your energy and manifestations, and to capitalize on these cycles. So this is something we speak a lot about here on Find You Fridays, is around how the moon, the waxing and the wanings, how that actually affects you. So the waxing, of course, is the time that we're in now, where we're going from the new moon up to the full moon. And that is a time for many people. It's a building of energy. It's a building of anticipation. It's the building of working on all of those beautiful intentions and things that we've set on the new moon time. So it's even in the plant life and in our hair and stuff like that. This time that we are in now is very much about building of those energies and how that actually contributes to your life, and how it contributes to your energy, your mood, your actual mood, your emotions, all that sort of thing. So maybe also with the creative writing, take a daily note of what was your energies like today, what were your emotions like today, and have a look and see how it may be over the next little while, maybe the next month. See, how have you felt today? What has it been like for you? And where are we at with the moon? Next, we have dear. In those times of really great transition, when you're always asking and you're thinking, I don't know what I'm doing now. I don't know. And this card comes out, it's like the big old slap in the face to go, yes, you freaking do. Stop playing pathetic. You're okay. So this is, of course, that you know what to do. Trust your inner knowledge and act upon it without delay. So if you've got any of those happy little moments inside of your head where you're going and you're trying to make a choice between two different things, just this card is saying to you, please trust your inner knowing. You know what to do. Stop doubting yourself. You are the light. You are your own light. And you do know. You have those bases of intuition. And I was running through some today with a beautiful friend. And it was like to just remind her that she does know how to trust her gut and all of that sort of stuff. It's just sometimes we forget. And so this is definitely a time of remembering of how potent and powerful and knowing you truly are. Oh, interesting. So we've got beloved one. I am helping you with your spiritual soulmate relationship. So this is the beautiful Archangel Chamuel. Okay. So if any of you out there currently are in relationship and are having a little bit of trouble with that and trouble with trying to figure out your next steps and working through the elements of what that might be for you, this beautiful archangel is helping you with that. So you can call on them. You can ask for their assistance and their guidance. You can ask for them in your meditation. You can ask for them while you go to sleep. Can you show me, please show me, Archangel, the possibilities that I can't see right now. Show me the you can say the answers if you like, but it's better to make it a little bit more expansive. And they are helping you with your relationships right now. Now, these relationships don't have to be romantic. It does say soulmate, but we can have soulmates that are friends. We can have soulmates that are family. And sometimes our soulmates are actually in our workplace. And we just don't know it, like, until you sort of really jump out of your head of being, oh, well, this is a work relationship, so therefore this stuff can't happen. No, you can. You absolutely can. I have soul sisters and things like that. They're soulmates. And they are the people that know you in a way that just it's just on a whole other level. And even just last weekend when I was at a beautiful women's gathering and we shared some hugs with each other afterwards, and there was a lot of knowing that happened telepathically and in our heart spaces, that I know we've all been, like those particular ones that happened with, we've been in many sorts of circles in our lifetimes. And that to me is soul family. So soulmate for me also can mean, like a spiritual soulmate can also mean for me like soul family. And it's just a beautiful thing when you see these soul families coming together, and it's just like, it's all exciting. So exciting. So yes. Now, this leads us on to the Lemurian goddess for, hi, Melinda. This leads us on to the Lemurian goddess that is going to be assisting us over this next week. And we have the goddess of partnership. Now, if you have a look at that beautiful symbol, okay, isn't that just gorgeous? Absolutely gorgeous. So this one, so okay, so this goddess symbol card, which themes you resonate, and so just have a listen to this and see what actually resonates for you and what does not. Okay, so the goddess of partnership is all about love and relationship, balance, giving and taking. I actually prefer giving and receiving is better than taking. Equality, soulmates, soul family, recognition, acceptance, generosity, and honesty, but it can also mean differentiation, a lack of responsibility, expectations, illusion, cheating, unrequited love, and love sickness. So the goddess of partnership is helping us with all of these different aspects, right? So just be prepared that over this next week, this particular element may be coming up more in your world of looking at the partnerships of how you are with your giving and your receiving elements. What are you asking for in a soul partnership, like a soulmate or in your soul family? Have you found your soul family? Some members of your soul family. It's always very exciting when we do. How an allowance are you of you and your magic and your beauty and your potency, and how honest are you truly being with you? The relationship with ourselves is one that requires some deep development, and we have to learn to forgive ourselves first, and then the forgiveness of others will happen with a lot more ease. But if we don't forgive ourselves, then a lot of the work that we do kind of flies out the window because you're consistently judging yourself. When we don't forgive ourselves, we are in judgment of ourselves, and then that just the healing is staccato. It is not. It's like stop, start. Okay. And then also within the partnership side that might be coming up to be cleared is elements around not taking responsibility for one's own emotional and physical states. Oh goodness, this is bringing up a lot of energy for us all, huh? Perhaps we will have people pop up back into our world that is old energies, and those older energies could be coming up just to see where you are, giving you a little checkpoint. And just watch out for the illusions out there, people who are pretenders, pretending to be something that they're actually not. Okay, so a bit of an interesting reading for the next week. Definitely. Creative writing, divine order, moon cycles, you know what to do, and beloved one. Yes. Alrighty. Well, I hope that you enjoyed that. Take what resonates. Forget about the rest if it doesn't resonate. You never know. It might be for your next door neighbor, because we always ask for it to be for the collective. Always. And of course, our next door neighbor is part of the collective. Alrighty. So, what was it that I was going to tell you about? Oh, yes. This book. Oh, my goodness. So, this beautiful book here, I have something that popped up in this book right at the end of this book. And I'm pretty sure I haven't told you guys about it. So it was in the epilogue. So seeing as our general reading tonight was very much around partnerships, relationships, soulmates, oh my goodness, all the things. One of the things that has helped me a lot recently with my own personal development was this book. It's attached, and you can pick it up from like Big W for like $16, I think it is, maybe. You can pick it up on Audible and Kindle. I've got both. I've got all three versions, as you can see. And one of the things that I really love to do is when I have the time and space to do it, I actually find it really soothing to have the Audible playing in my ear and actually read along at the same time. And it takes me back to when I was a little kid and I was being read to by my mum and my dad, and it just takes me back to those lovely, happy memories of being cared and nourished and nurtured by the person who was reading a story to me. So when I was reading this last little bit of this book, and I was like, oh gosh, I think it was maybe on the Saturday that this happened, the Saturday night. And I'm going to read this section because it hit me in a way that I had not realized. So in this is in the epilogue, and they're talking about this Boy Meets Girl movie, and the two authors, Dr. Amir Levine and Rachel Hallier, they were just saying, we still get sucked in sometimes. And this was the third point of how they got sucked in to the old points of views of the anxious, avoidant, secure traps. The anxious avoidant trap, actually. So the third hard to shed misconception that we fell for is that we alone are responsible for our emotional needs. They are not our partner's responsibility. When potential partners Mirandize us and read us our rights, so it's like you have the right to remain silent, you have the right to an attorney, you have the right, that anything we will say, anything you say, we can and will use against you, sort of thing. So that's the Mirandizing that they're talking about here. So early in the relationship, by telling us that they aren't ready to commit, thereby renouncing responsibility for our well-being, or when they make unilateral decisions in a long-standing relationship without taking our needs into account, we're quick to accept these terms. This logic has become very natural to people, and our friends might say, well, they told you in advance they didn't want to commit, or they always said how strongly they feel about this issue, so you have no one to blame but yourself to blame. But when we're in love and want to continue a relationship, we tend to ignore the contradictory messages that we are getting. Instead of recognizing that someone who blatantly disregards our emotions is not going to be a good partner, we accept this attitude. Again, we must consistently remind ourselves, in a true partnership, both partners view it as their responsibility to ensure the other's emotional well-being. Once we let go of these delusions, the movie, like many situations in life, takes on a very different meaning. The storyline becomes predictable and loses much of its mystique. It's no longer a boy meets girl story, but an avoidant meets anxious one. He has a need for intimacy and she shies away from it. The writing was on the wall from the beginning, but the movie's male hero couldn't see it. That the woman he loved went on to marry someone else doesn't change the fact that she was avoidant, and it predicts nothing about her happiness or her husband's in the marriage. It's very likely that she continued her behavior and distanced herself from the husband in many ways. For all we know, the hero became her Phantom X. So if you would like to know more about why you choose certain behaviors, why you choose certain actions, and why those around you do the same, like choose why they choose what they choose, a lot of that comes from an unconscious space. And this book here, Attached, will help tremendously with that. It's got its basis is in scientific research, but it's very digestible. And gives you loads and loads of examples where you can see how it plays out in real life and the types of, and so you get a really good grasp. By the time you get to the end of that book, you can sniff out an avoidant person or an anxious person really, really quick. And I know that particular thing really got me about the emotional well-being, being your partner's emotional well-being is basically as much your responsibility as it is theirs. And the same from them. Your emotional well-being is as much their responsibility as it is yours. So when I was growing up, I had this belief system that was drummed into me that nobody makes you feel anything and nobody makes you do anything. And what was communicated in that is that nobody else is responsible for my well-being, my emotional well-being. Nobody. And that I had to take care of myself. Equally, though, I was also told that as the big sister, and I'm the only sister and the oldest, that I also had a responsibility and a duty to take care of my younger siblings and everyone else. So I was given two very conflicting points of views and belief systems. One said that I had to only take care of myself, and the other one said that I had to take care of everybody else, make sure everybody else was okay. So hence the reason why I have grown up and been in a lot of caring type relationships and roles, and and even in university, they used to call me, camp mum, because I was always making sure everybody else was okay. I was only just 18 at the time. And throughout my marriages and relationships, it's popped up over and over and over again, where I've ended up feeling like I'm somebody's mum rather than their partner. And that has definitely flowed through, and I can see with total clarity now why. And it's because I had this like beacon going, I'll only accept people who will not take responsibility for my emotional well-being. They don't have to, because I've got that sorted, right? And as a result, I picked a lot of people that were not able to take care of their own emotional well-being. I had to take care of them, because that's the belief system that was running the show behind the scenes, that has been there since I was a little girl. And I have, over the last week or so, been a couple of weeks actually, been fixing that, healing that, removing that belief system out of my body and out of my system. And it's been quite the journey, I have to say. So you just never know. You just never know where the inspiration is going to come from. So I highly encourage you to get this book attached. Okay, that's the cover of it. All right, so get into it. She's a good one. She's a good one. And it's for anybody and everybody. You don't have to be a spiritual woo-woo person. In fact, it just is, if you really wish to have a completely different outcome in your relationships moving forward, do that self work. Hi Brian, so lovely to have you with us. My backdrop is looking a little different right now. All right, lovelies. So let me just double check to see if anybody has donated. Pop through a little donation. Oh, yes, that's right. All right. All righty, my beautiful ones. Would you like to have a little bit of a flutter around the gratitude book, the gratitude poetry book, intuitive reading. All right. So, of course, we know that this means that that's the first number between 1 and 88 that pops up in your head. Pop it in the chat now. Oh, that music, it always cracks me up. All right, so you know the dealio. Thank you, Melinda. 44 for you. First one off the rank. I love it. Ooh. Okay, let's have a look and see what comes up. Reborn. With each trouble and problem, even before I knew you existed, was bringing me closer to you. My life has had much heartache, as has yours. Through our hurt, we've learnt to be wary. However, when two souls connect, nothing can hold them back. The restrictions we put upon our hearts are wiped away with one single tear, to be replaced with undeniable trust. Souls and bodies connecting to become a brand new life. Whew. So out of this, I'm actually hearing for you, Melinda, that it's time to just do a fine tooth comb through your blocks, the spaces and places where you're feeling a wee bit weary, and where you're finding some interesting points of views and belief systems popping up around partners and men. And because what really, the words that really stood out for me as I was reading this was wary, restrictions, wary, restrictions, and heart. So I would encourage you to go and find some maybe guided meditations to do with the heart chakra area, and have a look and see what else little bits and pieces might still be remaining within your heart area that are asking to be released now, especially with all the energies that we've got coming up over this next week with, with that beautiful week reading that we've just done around beloved one and looking at those relationship areas. It's like, interesting. So this is definitely the week for you to be able to dive deep into your heart space and come out the other side clean, clear, and ready to love. Ready to love it up. All right. So don't let your hurts get in the way of you finding and welcoming in your next most delicious partner. Okay. Edwina. Okay, Edwina. Sweet M. You bring sunshine to my tears and laughter to my mouth. You are one of the few who will stay with my heart and memories forever. Edwina. As I'm tapping into this one with you, I'm getting, again, it's the heart space for you too. There's but from a very different space from Melinda. Your heart space is like aching, sore. So I would encourage you, please, to have a look at what things you can do to bring some nourish and nurturing to your heart space and to your body. I'm feeling a lot of, like, I just want to wrap you up in a big, huge hug The part that actually stood out the most was the heart who will stay with my heart and memory for memory always. It's just sort of like a doof. Like when I wrote this poem, that was not how it felt. But in this case, for what it means for you right now, it feels very much like you require a lot of love and nurturing, and to wrap yourself and allow others to wrap you up in a lot of love and care right now. Yeah. Not necessarily feeling the tears. It's more of like there's a sense of grief and pain, like heartache more than anything else. So I encourage you to do what feels good for you. Be soft and be gentle over the weekend, and allow you to be incredible and be you, and hang out with some people who love you. And if you can, if you've got the time and space to do that, and if not, snuggle up, do the things that really make you feel good on the inside. And if it's a case of listening to some guided meditation stuff around the heart chakra, please do it. If it means that you require some shake therapy, like dancing or whatever, some conscious dance movement, that could really help you to move through these varieties of emotions that are flowing around your chest at the moment. Okay, I hope that helps. I'm feeling for you, love. And Catherine. Okay, just gonna have a cup of tea. Okay, Catherine. Tears. In these days of my life, I want everything to remain, not get worse. No more wars, no more loss, no more heartache. I want peace, happiness, and laughter. Actually, I'm just going to rewrite that bit. Where is my pen? I can rewrite in my own book. I wrote it, damn it. I desire peace, happiness, and laughter. I desire companionship and harmony. In my time, I see so much hurt and sadness that I wish to take it all away and put it in a package and never see it again. So then everyone would be happy and never have to see the tears of sadness again. Catherine, there's some deep reflecting going on in your world, huh? And I hear you earlier from saying that you wish to do some more decluttering. The decluttering as well is going to create a deep space of not only are we taking away the things that once meant something to us, it's also creating space that was once being filled up by those things. And that can feel really scary. So one of the things that can really help is like the Marie Kondo method of decluttering, where we ask, like, you take those moments to acknowledge the home. You take the moments to acknowledge the things that you are decluttering. And when you come across each item and you take that time to sit with it and ask it, do you bring me joy? And the thing is that you've got to be really honest with yourself. And that was part of what the goddess was talking about there, of being honest. So using your awareness tools, your light and heavy tool, if you know what that is, of, knowing what is creating your life or contributing to your life and what is being a destruction of your life. And when I did this first time with my clothing, there were a couple of pieces that were really hard for me to let go of. And so I put them into a pile of their own, and I did all the rest. I didn't let it stop me, because that's one of the things that we often do when we're decluttering. We come up against something that is hard and we stop. And it's actually a beautiful metaphor for our life, right? We have that metaphor of consistently, we'll do work on ourselves. We'll do that self-learning, we'll do that self-processing, but we'll come up to a point where we stop because it's too hard, it's too raw, it's too painful. And we stop. We won't allow ourselves to move forward. So what I'm seeing with you, my love, is that it's encouraging you to keep moving forward, because what would be really lovely is to see you happy again. But to do that, you're going to have to keep decluttering. And in decluttering your things, you're also going to be decluttering your mind. You're also going to be decluttering your heart. You're going to be decluttering your spiritual space, your energetic space, if you like, your auric space. You're going to be doing all of that at the same time. And as you let each thing go, thank it for being a part of your life. Thank it for being the contribution that it is, and release it. However you do that, whether it goes into the rubbish bin or into the recycling or the donations or whatever it is, it's really important to thank each piece and have that point of gratitude for it having come into your world. Okay. And that is the same for interactions we have, whether it be with a job or a person or a friend who, no longer resonates with you. It's really important to be in that space of gratitude for them. I used to call it my Phoebe moment. We remember Phoebe from Friends. When she would break up with people, it would always be this beautiful breakup, and they'd have a big hug, and then the other person would kind of go off feeling kind of okay about themselves, but you could tell they were hurt, but it was like they were okay. Be that. And keep going. You've got the courage. You've got the bravery to do it. Okay? Remember the end goal. Remember the why of the reason why you're doing what you're doing. Okay. And that's relevant for most of us. All right. That's beautiful. Thank you, Catherine. Thank you for choosing that one. We always go for some very interesting spaces. Oh, Edwina, are we going to do a big one? Thank you, darling. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Aww. Okay. What would you like me to do a larger reading on, Edwina? Or do you want me to go and have a look? Oh, your team stepped back in. That's beautiful. says reading. All right. So, Edwina, what would you like me to have a look at, darling? Give me something specific to work with so that we can make sure that we're not just floundering around in the dark. I've got enough of that happening behind me as it is. Memories. Oh, you're welcome, Catherine. A general reading. You're so cute. You're so cute. Oh, goodness. Okie dokie. Oh, Edwina, this is definitely your stuff. Wow, this heart stuff, hey. Goodness gracious. Edwina, could you please just give me a little bit of a help here? Like, are you in relationship, out of relationship, breaking up from a relationship? So I know exactly where we're at on the scale of stuff. Because that would be very helpful to know right now. Thank you. Okay. Hello, helicopter. I don't know if you guys can hear that. I haven't had any helicopters overhead for a little while, actually. There was a period of time there a couple of years ago, well, a year or so ago, where it was just sort of like almost every night the helicopters were out. But anyway, let's use that energy to our advantage. Just moving that air around. Edwina, just tuning into your team and asking them for more clarity around what is happening there within your heart space and in your space. And what they're showing me is there's some really old energies around you, like old hurts, old pain, and it's creating and old traumas that is creating a lot of dissonance. It's upsetting the flow, your flow. I'm just seeing like it's going to sound really weird. I'm seeing like a caravan, but it's like I'm seeing with this caravan, I'm just seeing all of these ghosts of old boyfriends, old and male figures, and they're just all sitting there, and they are having their 2 fucking cents worth into your life, and their words are hitting like arrows through the heart, and it's like you're just sitting there taking it. You're taking, and this is what I'm seeing. So just rocking and rolling with it, right? So and then I'm seeing another person in the room with you. Like you're sitting down, and these men are just having a field day with you because you're not fighting back. It's like you've lost your voice. And this other person, don't know that it's your current partner, but it's another person that's standing off sort of behind you towards the other end of the caravan. And they're there. Who are you to her? They're just an observer. They're just watching what's going down. They're not helping you either way. They're not like I said, it's just like there's so many in the space, and they're just cluttering up your thought processes. Now, some of these beings are this lifetime. Some of them are ancestral. This skinny dude off to the side is very thin. Who are you? Give me more clarity, please. No, he's not going to make any more clarity. Okay. It's just observing. That's what I just get told. It's just observing, just watching it all go down and seeing how you perform. Interesting word, perform. Anyway, so it's time for you to stand up for yourself. Energetically, spiritually, verbally, physically. You don't have to fear being heard anymore. So let's see what the cards have to say. Something I'm going to invite you to do is when you get a quiet moment, number one, breaking all your contracts with these people, the energetic contracts that you've got. The next thing I would encourage you to do is do some cleansing of the spaces that you're in. Use, if you've got some Palo Santo, that will be a really great one to use there. You can use the sage, but I'd get a sense that the white sage isn't going to move these guys along, because they're not free. They're not free spirits. They're actually linked to you. So you're going to have to, number one, break your relationship with those spirits first, those entities, those beings which are in your space, taking up and hitting you with all of this stuff that's making you doubt you, that's making you close down, which is making your throat tighten up, which is making you get headaches, and tension through your shoulders. It's like that is making you feel like, you know, that sitting in your guts, like just getting quite angry in your belly, but not being able to express it. So you've got to be willing, and you've got to be willing to let go of your relationship to these people. So when you do that, then you can do like your cord cutting and your root removal and all of that sort of stuff. Like you're going to have to do it with each of them, because they're all taking up space in you. So we got rest and review your path, assess what is and what isn't working in your life. Okay, so within this relationship that you've got, have a look at what isn't working, and have a look to see if it's not working because of it's something that you guys are playing with, or if it's something that these others in your world, these beings, are contributing to, because you might find it's to do with them rather than, and this, they could be old relationships. I'm getting one of them is like a father figure, and that's why I said it was ancestral as well. They're just taking up rent in your head, and it's impacting on your current relationship. Okay, so, and your relationship with yourself too. It's not just your relationship with your partner, it's also the relationship with yourself. And like you're one badass chick, and you've forgotten that. You've forgotten. So it's time to start remembering that. Remember your heritage. Remember the strength in your connection with Mother Earth and all of the elements. Okay, don't let some doofuses that are choosing to be in your intimate space, it's time to push them out, dictate to you how you feel about yourself. The next card that we've got here is explore the hidden you, reveal yourself. You have a big voice, but you've forgotten. You have big energy, but you've forgotten. You have a potency about you, a magic, and you've forgotten. You've hidden it away for whatever reasons to keep you safe. No more. It's time to let yourself be free. Okay. The next one I get is in particular reference to your beautiful self. This card here is speak with loving kindness. Words matter. So this card I'm seeing is about you speaking about yourself. Even as a joke, do not belittle yourself. Do not downplay yourself. Do not judge yourself. Start speaking kindly and with love and nurturing and adoring about you. As the old saying goes, if you can't say anything nice, don't say anything at all. That's very relevant right now. If you cannot say anything nice about your body, about who you are, about your efforts, about anything, please don't say anything at all. If you can't say anything nice about you, please don't say anything. Flip it round, say something lovely about you. Come back to gratitude, come back to those spaces every single night, for at least the next 10 days. Write your gratitudes down for you. And they have to be different every single night, at least 5, preferably 10, every night. Come back to that loving space of you. And then you can start working on bringing your voice forward. You can start opening out your voice, unblocking your heart and your throat chakras. Okay? This is very important. Because if you cannot communicate with you and you cannot communicate consciously with your partner, these other little motherfuckers that are in your space are going to keep taking up rent. It's time to get them out. No more like this. No more of that. Time to get it out and open, because the next card we've got is express yourself. Cultivate your passion and express yourself. So what is it that you're passionate about? What is it that you're not allowing yourself to really indulge in? What is it that if you could do anything at all right now, absolutely anything, and you allowed yourself the space and the freedom to do so, this is really interesting. The flame on my candle is literally like this while I'm doing your reading. It's so funny. It's like it's being pushed down. It's very strange to watch. Anyway, express yourself. Stop pushing yourself down. Stop. Just let your heart be free. And it's so funny because the next card that we have is the wordy ones. It says you have reached an impasse. Do not force the issue. There is nothing more you can do. Let it go. Big choices, huh? And that can be just letting go of all the thoughts, feelings, opinions, and beliefs of other people. Just fucking let it go. Let them go. Let their stuff go. It's not relevant to you, darling. It's really not. The next card is great enthusiasm and interest motivates you towards a new venture. Work hard to achieve the new goal. So along with the passion one and expressing yourself, those two cards are working in together and giving you that space to say, have enthusiasm for something that is pushing you forward and allowing you to grow and expand forward, rather than keeping you tied back to that seat where you're just like exposed and having all of these arrows of harsh words coming in through your heart. Okay. Now, the next card that we have for you is you have many options before you. Now is the time to choose. Be realistic, be patient, and have faith. Okay. This is obviously why you're getting this reading, because you're in a space of choice right now. And you're like, I don't know which way to go. So what I would suggest to you is to go back over those tools that I've taught you before. The light and heavy tool. Expanding out and then using those tools of like the light and heavy, using the sway technique. Just if you don't remember what the sway technique is, let me know and I'll take you through it. And then write down all the possibilities, all of your options, all of your choices that you are playing with right now. And then start using your awareness and ask the questions, truth, what will it create in 100 years if I choose this? Truth, what will it create in 100 years if I do not choose this? And what we do is we choose the one, or we look at which one is the lightest one. Okay, and the reason why we push it out to 100 years is that, I don't know about you, but I can't cognitize 100 years' time. I don't know what that's going to look like or feel like or be like. But what it is doing is it is reminding us that the choices that we are making today aren't nothing. They are everything. And they have an impact on things that are going to happen in 100 years' time. Just the same as the choices that our ancestors and other ancestors made 100 years ago has an impact on us now. Of course it has. The ones that were made 1,000 years ago and 4,000 years ago have an impact on what we are doing now. That's the beauty of it. So this is an acknowledgement of the potency and the power that you have. So, truth. What will it create in 100 years' time if I choose this? Truth. What will it create in 100 years' time if I don't choose this? We always put the truth on the front of it, because if we don't put the truth on the front of it, then we can quite nicely and succinctly slip into refined judgment. And refined judgment's a bit sneaky, because refined judgment will skew your awareness, because it's, as the word says, refined. So it doesn't seem quite so bad, but it will. So we put the truth on the front of it just to make sure we're not dealing with any other funky little refined judgments, any other little weird belief systems, and then we can choose. Okay. Let me see. What goddess would like to work with you for the next little bit? Who would like to come and play? So this goddess, once she shows up, she will be a part of your team. She probably already is. Yep. You got Dakini. There she is. Oh my goodness, isn't she a powerful, potent lady? Whew. And the reason why I was giggling is because Dakini is the enlightened feminine, and her soul intention is, my gut instinct is wise beyond reason. I trust my intuition to guide me. So Dakini is somebody who is very much wishing to help you to guide you, to assist you in what you are choosing to create now. So, okay, let's have a quick look to see a little bit more. So Dakini is the embodiment of a feminine wisdom that goes beyond reason or the intellect. Dakini is translated into Tibetan as sky goer. She is a tantric priestess and a female manifestation of wisdom. She is elusive, playful, and ultimately defies definition. She represents the enlightened feminine principle of non-duality that transcends gender. She contains a sharp, quick, and uncompromising energy that can feel radical, wild, and free. As a space dancer and sky goer, Dakini has left the rigid boundaries of Earth and the laws of gravity. She is about the limitless of the sky, and because of this, all possibilities are open to her. In Tibetan Buddhism, she represents the inner realm as a meditation deity, the outer realm as a tantric yogini, and the mundane realm as a woman who teaches spiritual truths in each moment of everyday life. She holds the gold tantric staff as a symbol of the ultimate union she has attained, ecstatic bliss and emptiness. Yishi Sayagal is one of the great Dakinis in Buddhist history. She can appear as a messenger, a guide, or as a protector. She is known for being unruly in whatever she does because the ordinary rules of conduct don't apply to her. No man rules her. And a taste of freedom is what she wishes to give to us most of all. So when your soul selects her card, the Dakini means that the task will be accomplished. Whatever you're currently working on, a project, an answer, or a decision, she will help to see you through the other side. In whatever form you need most, as a playful angelic presence, as a taskmaster to help you maneuver through what's hard, or as a messenger with the wisdom that's needed for you to take the next step. What a cool character to be playing with. But with the Dakini, the answer and the way forward is not with the intellect. She is the embodiment of feminine intuition. She reminds you that you have an innate power to know instinctively what is best for you now. The Dakini means that it's not going to be a straight, clear yes or no. With the Dakini, it is the third option. She reminds us that there is something out beyond yes or no, or even right and wrong. There is something in your gut that will tell you if you can be expansive enough to hear the answer. She is not bound by the usual or by the expected. She will allow you to come up with the unthinkable, the most imaginative, and the most brilliant outcome possible. So, your soul voice meditation, take note. What is my intuition telling me in this moment? Her intention is that my gut instinct is wise beyond reason. I trust my intuition to guide me. So there we go. Dakini. Take note. Allow her to be a part of your team and ask her for her wisdom, her guidance, her help. She'll be able to help you with all of that. Alrighty. I hope that helps, Edwina. It's a pleasure reading for you today. Thank you so much for your contribution towards the kitty for the end of the month, for the Find You Fridays kitty. I'm so grateful for you. Interesting. Your heart's a lot lighter. Keep working on that. You got this. You got this. You're a very, very potent lady. And I look forward to seeing what you are going to create in your future, because there's a lot of beauty. There's a lot of beauty there. Alrighty. So, my friends, shall we do a little meditation? I think that might be a good idea. Little meditation for this beautiful winter solstice that we have just celebrated. Let me just double check what the book says. Nothing. Yes, it does. Page 12. You're welcome, Edwina. Okie dokie. So, the winter solstice, because we're in South Australia, we like our winters down here. Oh dear. Okay, so the winter solstice, known as midwinter and to the pagans as Yule, marks the middle of winter, the shortest day and the longest night of the year, and marks the transition between dark and light, both emotionally and physically. It's the lowest point of the wheel in terms of daylight and energy, with the sun rising later and the night falling earlier. And it is a time to rest and reflect, to acknowledge sadness and loss, of dreams, of friendships, of parts of yourself, and to conserve your energy. Many of the Yule traditions, such as the evergreen tree, brought inside as a symbol of hope of the spring's return, or the feasting, celebration, and the gift-giving in honor of the birth of the sun god, are traditions that live on today in the Christmas tree we decorate, the presents we put under it, and the huge family meals we cook, and the celebration of the birth of the Son of God. The name Yule is believed to come from the Old Norse Jol and or the Old English Jol, depending on your source. So the Old English is Geohol and the Old Norse is Jol. So there we go. And we just mush it around and get Yule. So with that in mind, let us do our lovely meditation. Okay, everybody. Let's get rid of that across the bottom. Are we ready? Are we ready for our midwinter meditation for this week? Okay, take a big deep breath in, everybody. Close your eyes. Relax your shoulders. Relax your arms. Hopefully you're not driving. Take a big deep breath in. And let it all come out again. And yes, we're going to be doing our expanding out exercise as we always do. Breathing in. Bringing Mother Earth energy all the way up through your body. And as you breathe out, allowing Father Sky energy to move all the way down. Bringing Mother Earth energy all the way up. And Father Sky energy all the way down. We are, of course, in this moment balancing the divine feminine and the divine masculine energies within us. And now I'd like you to Grab that beautiful sense of awareness that you have and expand it out beyond your body, beyond the room, in a big bubble up into the sky, down into the earth, expanding out your awareness beyond the size of the country, the planet, the solar system, the galaxies, and the universes. And now focus on the body once again. And expanding out your allowance beyond the size of your body, beyond the size of the room, in a big bubble, up into the sky and down into this beautiful earth. Expanding out your your allowance beyond the size of the country, beyond the size of the planet, beyond the size of the solar system, beyond the size of the galaxies, beyond the size of the universes, and beyond the size of your awareness. Take a big deep breath in again. And breathing out. Beautiful. And now, with this beautiful Yule celebration time, I'd like you to focus on one element within yourself that you blame yourself for, that you judge yourself so harshly. It could be one choice that you made that you utterly regret. It could be anything. But let's focus on the choice that you made that you totally and utterly regret. That choice that makes your heart hurt, that gives you back pain, makes you clench your jaw, might make your head hurt, might make your shoulders tense. The deep, deep regret that you feel for the choice that you made to choose whatever it was or not. Even not choosing is still a choice. And as you tune into this, I'd like you to identify where you feel that in your body. And you might identify that as a bit of tension, a bit of pressure. It may even look like a dark, gluggy spot. Identify the zone where that's sitting. And now I'd like you to imagine that there is a beautiful, bright, white light version of you, just a teeny tiny one. And you go straight through the middle of that zone where all of that yucky tension is being held. All that pain and sorrow, all of the shock, trauma and heartache, all the parts that are making you feel so awful, creating irritation and anger and pain in your body. Imagine that beautiful white light part of you, that little wee version of you, the potency of you, has gone into the middle of that and paused right in the center. And now I'd like you to imagine that that white light version of you is now growing bigger and bigger. And as you grow bigger, just gently, don't try and force it too much, just growing out the blackness around you of all of that tension, all the anger, the pain, the resentment, the hurt, the heartache starts to dissipate. It might shift and change. It might go from really hard and spiky to sort of like a soft and gloopy. Keep expanding out, expanding out, expanding out. And keep expanding out. And as you expand out your beautiful, beautiful, beautiful white light version of you, you can perceive that the gloop is now completely disintegrating and breaking up and becoming nothing. If you have any other little parts which are starting to wiggle around your body and go to other areas, just do this process again. Send that little white light version of you up through the center of it, and then expand out that bright white light version of you throughout that center part, and keep expanding out until all the black gloopy stuff is gone. It might just leave your body and go up to Creator to be cleansed and cleared and never to return to you again. It might go down to Mother Earth to be used and nourished and used as nourishment for something else, because it's all just energy. Beautiful. And now expanding out that incredible white light version of you to fill up your entire body, right through to the top of your head, to the very tips of your fingers and your toes, throughout your entire belly and your back. And now expanding out that beautiful bright white light version of you out beyond your body, through all of your auric fields. And as it expands out through your auric fields, it's cleansing and clearing any little elements that are not meant to be there, going all the way out to the outer edges of your auric fields and beyond. And if you have any entities in your space right now which are not there for your highest and best, we're going to ask them all to leave. I'm just going to do that in my head, okay? Meanwhile, I'd like you to continue to focus on the things that give you nourishing, nurturing. Think of the colors beyond the bright white light. Bring the beautiful colors that give you a lot of soothing and nurturing and nourishment up through your body. Beautiful. Now just imagine that the scent of roses is coming up and around and through your entire body. And with this beautiful scent of roses, you're reminded of what it is like to feel all of you, to feel the sensual side, to feel your sexual side, to feel your loving side, to feel your potency, to express all of those things with total ease and joyousness and love. Beautiful. And now take a big deep breath in, bringing Mother Earth's energy and unconditional love all the way up through your body. And as you breathe out, bringing Father Sky energy all the way down through your body with that gratitude for everything and everyone. Mother Earth energy all the way up through your body. The unconditional love coming all the way up. And now Father Sky energy coming all the way down. With that gratitude for everything and everyone. And one last time with Mother Earth, bringing her all the way up. And now Father Sky energy coming all the way down. Beautiful. Now open your eyes when you're ready. That's okay. I hope that helps you. I hope that helps you feel way more centered, more potent, more powerful, more empowered within yourself as we move through this next week, where conversations might get a little bit tricky, where relationships are going to be on the high point this week coming. So I just trust that you all are going to take care of yourselves. Make sure you're loving on yourselves. Get out there if you're feeling that tension in your body. Ask it what it requires. It might require just to snuggle down in some nice warm blankets with a hot water bottle. Or it might require to go and spend some time with a girlfriend. Maybe go have a nice cup of tea somewhere. Whatever you require. Please listen if you can. If you have the space to be able to do so. So with that, I'm going to depart. At this stage, I think I'll be here next week. We shall soon find out. And until I see you next time, be bold, be brave, be you, my beautiful friends. Get out into that beautiful, incredible world that we have. Do something tasty for yourself. And until next time, take care. Bye-bye.